What is the mission of Green Graffiti?
The mission of Green Graffiti is to use green graffiti as a tool for social and environmental improvement. And what does that mean? Well, there's several ways that you can run a business. One is that you run a business and you take all of the money and you put it in your bank account and you could become stinking rich, which is fine for some people. I prefer to do it in a different way. I know that I need to earn enough money to pay for my daughter to go to university and to pay my rent. I want to be comfortable like most people, but I have no aspirations to be a business mogul, which means that I'm in an ideal position where I can take a big chunk of the money that I'm earning with my business and invest it back into society and the environment. So in place of just embracing sustainability on a personal level, which I've done, I've sort of decided that I'm going to use my business, which I think has a greater effect, as a way to do many of the things that I'm also trying to do on a personal level, which would be to try to make things better, provide solutions. That's mostly what it's about. Our vision is to use green graffiti as a tool for city beautification, you could call it, or as a way for companies who are looking to add value to their brand to be able to be involved in projects that will actually create a better environment around the people who are their customers. Now, how does that work? Well, imagine, for instance, that you walked around any city and you noticed dirty places, whether it's a dirty street or it's a dirty tunnel or it's a dirty wall. Instead of cities looking at these spots as being a cost, we're trying to persuade cities to look at them as being a profit center and using these dirty spaces as a canvas which they can use to earn money and then take that money and apply it perhaps to social programs. So imagine a tunnel and having a client such as spa or a water company or a cleaning company, and then we would go in and we would do a sort of a beautiful street art application with the branding, of course. And then after 4 weeks, we would like to come back and completely clean the wall. And what that does is it allows the corporation, of course, to have two opportunities for PR. One, they're going to have the PR about their advertising, and two, they have the opportunity to talk about the fact that they are improving the cities in which they are operating. And for us, that's a very unique sort of proposition in terms of what could advertising do. Advertising could actually add a lot more to our goal of sustainability. At the moment, advertising is being seen as kind of being part of the problem, that we've encouraged a lot of that. And I'm not convinced that that's true. We actually did our job, and our job was to get people to try things and to buy things. But I also think that the advertising industry is also in a unique position, probably in one of the best positions, to use its experience and knowledge that is gathered over the last 150 years to help move this idea of sustainability along. What industry is better set to change people's behavior, to educate people, to get people to try things, than the advertising world? And I think that we're very close to the advertising world beginning to embrace ideas that are not only purely marketing oriented, but are marketing oriented in a way in which they give back to the communities in which they're advertising in. And that's something that Green Graffiti is very interested in.
That's really what the definition of social entrepreneurship is about, what you're telling.
Yeah, I think it's a very idealistic notion, but I think that idealism is also something that's needed right now. Idealistic thinking is dreaming. We're in a situation now, being the sort of early adopters of sustainability, where there are no rules, there are no business models, there are very few examples for us to follow. In fact, we're all sort of out on a ship going west, heading for what we would hope to be land at some point. And for me, that's very exciting. I like the fact that we are the pioneers. I like the fact that we are the ones that are breaking ground. But of course, it's fraught with risks. Personally, I like risks, and I think that what we find in the people that I know in the sustainability world is that risk is something that we're willing to take. We are willing to fail. We are willing to perhaps do things in a way that may not meet the approval even of our peers. We are willing to be different, and that's a very unique position to be in, I think.
You grow very fast. Do you have any explanation why you grow so fast?
Yeah, I honestly think that the reason that we're growing so fast is this notion that you can do well by doing good. And I think it comes down to that. And a lot of people talk about the fact that what are the marketing advantages of corporate responsibility and does it really work? We're a relatively small business that's growing quickly and it has worked very well for us. We've been approached by over 80 people from 37 countries around the world. Most of them know that they could do reverse graffiti on their own. It's not something that you can patent. But what they like is the holistic approach to our business, the fact that we are giving back, the fact that we are contributing to water compensation programs, the fact that we're thinking about things other than the bottom line. Now, we're a business. There's no doubt about that. We are here to make money, but we're here to make money, profits with principles. And that is fundamentally a different sort of concept in terms of doing business. And it's very appealing to people because most people, especially that have gone through the change, which I would say that I've gone through, we are looking for other things. We're looking for other values that are not monetary necessarily.
How do you stay in tune with your mission if you grow this fast?
Well, I think because we are out there on the ocean, we will make a lot of mistakes. But what we're going to do is we're going to try to apply the principles that we started Green Graffiti with, which is being open, very transparent, and very trusting, and apply those to our partnerships. We offer partnerships for a very, very little amount of money, which is a sort of a fixed fee, and then a variable fee, which means that we will make money if our partners are able to make money. Part of this is that they're obligated to take part in the sustainability projects, whether that is within their own country or on a bigger level within Green Graffiti itself. They're free to do that. But that's part of the package. We want to create a community, not a franchise. We want to create a community of like-minded people that are using the ideas of Green Graffiti to provide local, sustainable alternatives for communications where they are themselves. And that could be from anywhere from, at this moment, people in Africa, to the Philippines, to Colombia, to Canada, the US, it doesn't matter. I think we're all in the same spot, we're all in the same boat, we all see what the opportunities are. And most of these people are business people. They also see that they can do something in a positive way and also make a comfortable lifestyle, which is a great combination.
Okay. So you didn't have to choose between your mission or becoming a manager?
Well, I think I will have to decide that. What's happened is I've been surrounded by an incredible group of people. I think at this moment, yes, I have partners, a fantastic partner, Kim Taylor, who has become the managing director. But I'm also surrounded by about 15 very experienced and professional advisors who are helping Green Graffiti grow simply because they're interested in the idea and because they believe in it. So I'm almost in a cocoon. What will happen with me is that I think that one of my biggest strengths is I know what my weaknesses are. And I'm not a business person. I'm an ambassador, I'm a cheerleader, I'm somebody that can go and think creatively, I'm a visionary. But I'm not somebody who should be running day-to-day business. I'm not somebody that should be involved in financial management. It's not my skills. And there are many people out there who have those skills, who want to be part of Green Graffiti. So what I will do is bring in the right people. I don't want to micromanage Green Graffiti, and it doesn't need to. It's got pretty much a life of its own at this moment, and it's doing very well because of it.
What would be your advice to people, social entrepreneurs, who are more or less in the same situation as you are?
I think my biggest piece of advice would be to stay true to what your vision is. Try to practice what you preach. We're all being highly scrutinized by this industry. If you're out there saying you're sustainable, people are very quick to try to poke holes in your story. So it's important that if you say that you're doing things, that you actually are doing those things. If you are going to be sustainable, then you should have green electricity, for instance. You should be trying to take public transportation and bicycles as much as possible. You should be trying to do the things that you're encouraging the people around you or your clients to do. That would be my biggest piece of advice.